Boys, welcome and welcome back to Playmakers Picks, where we're serving up bangers every day here on YouTube. And it's playoff baseball, day 2 of the Wildcard series. Yesterday's video, we went ahead, we gave 8 ideas. We ended up playing 4 of those props from the video across 2 slips, and we ended up hitting 1 slip right here. And then we ended up losing 1 slip. And if you would have told me the one prop that we had yesterday that didn't cash, if you would have told me yesterday, Corbin Burnes throws 8 innings, and you asked me, how many strikeouts do you think he got? I would say at least 5, bare minimum, at least 5 across 8 innings. Corbin Burnes had 3 strikeouts in yesterday's game. Was a masterful pitching performance, but did not get the K prop that we had at over 4.5. But if we take a quick look over here at my Winnable, guys, winnable.com/IamJimmyHill, this is where I post all of my plays. So YouTube, I give out the ideas. Winnable, I let you guys know exactly how and when I place the slip. And so this was a nice clean 4.3x for that first day of playoffs. You know, I told you guys yesterday, we didn't have a losing day the entire T of college baseball playoffs, and we're looking to come with that same fire, that same just win mentality for the MLB postseason. And so I'm running a special right now on my Winnable for the entire month of October. You're going to get it 75% off. It's spooky season, so go ahead, use code SPOOKY. I've limited that to only 20 spots, though. So once those 20 spots are gone, the promo's gone. And sorry, full price. So use code JHill on Chalkboard as well. That's where I placed the slip yesterday. And Chalkboard is my favorite DFS app because what they offer is what no other books are willing to offer. They give pitcher wins, and they have correlation plays, but pitcher wins is a prop that you can bet. So yesterday, when we were doing the video, it had the San Diego Padres -170 money line. By the time of first pitch, it was -190 for the Padres to win. But if we had Michael King to win as the pitcher, as the starting pitcher, that was a +170 play. So we had a nice clean 4.3x right here with the plays that we gave in the video. We gave Michael King to secure the win. We had Rhys Hoskins to literally just do anything over 0.5 hits, runs, RBIs. And then they had a little juice adder for Luis Severino to get over 2.5 strikeouts. And I got to tell you, that was the sweatiest play of all of them. Rhys Hoskins scored early. Michael King shoved from the beginning to the end. And then Luis Severino gives up a 3 spot in the very first inning. And then the Brewers pulled their pitcher after the 4th inning. So now I'm really sweating because I'm like, damn, if they're pulling their pitcher, are they going to pull Luis Severino here? And he only had 2 strikeouts at the time, but he went out, got that 3rd strikeout, and we cashed, boys. So we're cashing more tickets today. But guys, if you aren't on Chalkboard already, make sure you sign up. Use code JHill. That's going to get you a free $100. So they're going to match you 100% up to $100. As long as you're in one of these states, go sign up, take the free money, and take the best odds on the best app in the entire space. Now let's get into the picks for today, starting with the first game, guys. We got the Detroit Tigers at the Houston Astros. Yesterday I took Astros money line. I didn't place the bet because I didn't love it. It was just an idea. We're fully transparent here. I showed you the plays that we won, and I showed you we lost Corbin Burnes on that one, but it is what it is. Very, very profitable and successful day in terms of picking. Now, I'm not sure how to feel about this one. Hunter Brown, in his 2 outings versus the Detroit Tigers, has had a lot of success. But at the same time, this is a different Detroit Tigers team. And I told you guys yesterday, there's something weird about playoffs and when a team is just clicking right and they're the dogs and their backs are against the wall, okay? And these guys' backs were against the wall, and they are on a Cinderella run. They're on a Linsanity type run right now. If we look at the lineup and the success they've had against Hunter Brown, I mean, there's a lot of green in this lineup. And the other thing that scares me about this is if we look at Hunter Brown's splits here, he is not good during the day. For being a workhorse for the Houston Astros this year, a Detroit native as well, if you look at that one. So that's another weird narrative play. Who knows which way that ends up leaning. But, 3.49 ERA on the year, but 5.19 during day games. So that's a little scary, okay? And then versus right-handed batters, 280 on the year versus 210 versus left-handed batters. There's a lot of question marks on this game, but we do have very strong conviction in a few of these plays, okay? And so we're going right back to the well. We're going right back to the well, boys. Yainer Diaz kills it versus lefties, and now, granted, Ty Holton, right? He's a relief pitcher, so he's realistically not going to go more than 2 if he's really shoving 3 innings. So take the starting pitcher handedness matchup with a grain of salt. But Yainer Diaz is just, he's hot, man. He's hot. He's hot. And so we got it at minus 137. Minus 137 odds for Yainer Diaz to get a hit. He's done it in 7 of the last 10 games. Was that 8 of the last 9? Okay. Yeah, so 8 of the last 10 and 8 of the last 9. But yeah, Yainer Diaz is legit. I mean, his first at bat, he hit an absolute piss missile back to the pitcher and lined out, and then comes up in the clutch in the 9th inning. There is a lot of pressure on this Houston Astros team. It's a very Tigers bullpen as well. I believe their bullpen ERA is about 3.5. Yeah, a 3.55 bullpen ERA. So this is going to be a bullpen outing, but if gun to the head, give me Detroit Tigers plus 1.5. I do think that the Houston Astros take it to game 3, but I also believe that the Tigers are scrapping and clawing and are playing absolutely out of their minds right now. So give me the Tigers plus 1.5, because this minus 175 just does not get my juices going. All right. Now, for the next game, guys, we got, let's shut that down. Okay, we got the Kansas City Royals and the Baltimore Orioles. If you can already see here on the screen, I'm siding with the under here. I'm siding with the under. It was a snooze fest in terms of offensive production, but just a great pitching matchup with 2 absolute workhorses going back and forth. We got Zach Eflin, a lot of green here. A lot of green, but albeit limited sample size, not a lot of run production. But sometimes you just got to go with the guy. Sometimes you just got to go with the absolute stud. And I'm really liking Bobby Witt Jr. over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Now, I don't know why this is. There we go. So he's hit that in 4 of the last 6 games, 3 of the last 4. Bobby Witt's the guy. He has a strong history versus Zach Eflin, 500 lifetime batting average with 3 ribbies. And now, this thing glues together when Vinny P is back. And now Vinny P didn't do much yesterday, but when Vinny P's in there, it just flows a little bit better, okay? And then we go ahead, we have Seth Lugo going up against the Orioles. And if we take a quick look at the Orioles lineup versus Seth Lugo, who has had success? Cedric Mullins. Okay, Cedric Mullins, and a lot of these guys are green. But if we look at this, they've hit right-handed pitching pretty freaking well this year. And so just to stay on pace, because yesterday we did 1 sportsbook pick and 1 DFS pick, we're going to stick with that same strategy. And I think this is the trap play right here, the 3.5 strikeouts. Is a major, major trap. I'm staying away from it. But what I am rolling with Cedric Mullins. If they're going to give this away at 0.5 hits, runs, RBIs, then I'm going to slam it every single time. The great lefty-righty matchup. Cedric Mullins has hit this line 9 of the last 10. Sign me up. Had a 2-hit game yesterday. Sign me up. Cedric Mullins, 0.5 hits, runs, RBIs. 165, okay? Now, if we go back to the game line, like we said, we're going to go inside with the under. I think we get some gutsy pitching performances and 2 offenses that really aren't clicking. Kansas City Royals offense isn't clicking right now either, but Cole Reagan's just absolutely pitched his nuts off yesterday, and I'm still siding with the under on this one. These 2 offenses aren't hot, and so it's going to be a low-scoring affair. Let's keep it pushing. All right, now for the Mets Brewers, guys, there's a lot to like in this game. We got two pitchers that don't have strong histories versus these offenses here. You know, you see this green here on Frankie Montas' ERA versus the Mets compared to his regular season total. That's how you know he's struggled this year, right? He has a 4.8 ERA on the year. Essentially, he has a 5 ERA, and so a 4.5 ERA versus the Mets is actually winning for him. Okay, he gave up 2 over 4, I believe, in the last outing versus them, and I'm just not sold. I'm not sold on either of these pitchers. Not sold on Sean Manaea, and so my initial thought was to go over the 7.5. We'll see that. Over 7.5 is -110. If we take a quick look at the New York Mets, over 3.5 is -125. I like both of these bets. But coin flip right now. Go ahead and give me New York Mets, even with a reduced line. Go ahead and give me that New York Mets -125 for them to go over 3.5 runs. And then playoff Frankie, you know, expect a bounce back day from him. You know, I believe he was 0 for 4 yesterday, and that just means the stars are aligned, guys. The stars are so aligned. We expect the New York Mets to score more than 3.5, and we expect Frankie Lindor to go ahead and hit this line. Frankie Lindor over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs is a line that we really like, but where we're really licking our chops here, if we are committed to the New York Mets over 3.5 runs, then what we are going to do is slam this line right here. Frankie Montas over 1.5 earned runs. He's hit it in 6 of the last 7 games, 7 of the last 10, and he's not pitching that well. You know, even versus the New York Mets, literally last week, it was a 4-8 game, okay? And he gave up 2 runs in 4 innings. Okay, so the only way I see this not happening is if he gets himself into some trouble early and they pull him super, super early. But Frankie Montas is definitely, absolutely giving up 1.5 earned runs, and so we are slamming that. Frankie Montas over 1.5 earned runs, and the New York Mets over 3.5 runs. Okay, another play we like that we took yesterday as well, and this is just an idea. Don't count it, but you know, Rhys Hoskins, they have him again at over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. And look at his lifetime versus Rhys Hoskins. Limited sample size, but 1 for 2 with a bomb and 4 ribbies. Love that. And they have him at 0.5 hits, runs, RBIs again. Like I said, make sure you guys go over to my Winnable, guys. Winnable.com/IamJimmyHill. This is where I will be posting my final play and our final winner. Okay? Now, as we head into the night game, I expect this to be a masterful pitching performance again from both sides. My gut says lean San Diego, but really you could take the under. You can take San Diego, but I do not see Atlanta Braves making it out of San Diego. You know, the Padres have their sights set on their division rival. They want to go up against the Dodgers. And Joe Musgrove, San Diego native, he is the guy here. Lots of red, a couple solid performances from Marcell Ozuna, as well as Arcia and Matt Olson. These are the guys that they're leaning on right now, you know. But even with the San Diego Padres not hitting left-handed pitching as well as right-handed pitching, it's not that they're not good at hitting left-handed pitching. You know, like they hit everyone, okay? They hit everyone. But Max Fried, over his last few outings, if we take a look at the earned runs here, look at this. 3, 1, 0, okay? He's really starting to get into a groove. If we look at the outs, they're trusting him to go out there and just be a dominant starting pitcher, going 26 outs last game, 8 2/3 versus the Kansas City Royals, okay? So we are siding with the Padres to go ahead and seal the deal, but I do not have a ton of confidence in running the Joe Musgrove as the winning pitcher just because I think this game is going to be a lot closer than it was yesterday. So we're going to go ahead with Joe Musgrove over let's take another quick look. I have him over on strikeouts, but I might take his over on outs just so that the Padres might want to just be as rested as possible. Because if you look at this, he's gone 6 full innings or more in 6 of the last 7 games, but he's also hit roughly that same line on strikeouts as well, where he's gone, 7 of the last 8 over 5.5 strikeouts, and the Braves showed last night versus Michael King. Michael King had 12 Ks. Yeah, we're running with the over 5.5 strikeouts, okay? So we got Joe Musgrove over 5.5 strikeouts, and then we got the San Diego Padres to go ahead and win at -128. Just to recap the entire video, I know it may have been a little bit all over the place, but we will condense it down right here. We got the Detroit Tigers -145. We got Yainer Diaz to go over 0.5 total bases. We got the game total to be under 7.5, and then we got Cedric Mullins over 0.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Then as we go to New York, we got the Mets team total over 3.5 earned runs. I believe, what did we have? -125. And then we are rolling with Frankie Montas over 1.5 earned runs. And then finally for the San Diego Padres game, we got the San Diego Padres -118 on the money line, and Joe Musgrove over 5.5 Ks. These are all our ideas for the day. Make sure you go over to winnable.com/IamJimmyHill, where I will be posting my final plays, and make sure you sign up on Chalkboard. Take advantage of it. Take the free money. But we are winning. We went up 2 units yesterday, and we're just going to keep this thing rolling. It's playoff baseball, and this is where we make a killing. Love y'all, boys.